Now by Carson-Newman women's basketball coach Mike Mincey after Carson-Newman takes down North Georgia 91-78. And Coach, I was just talking to Harris about this. Tale of two different halves, not necessarily in terms of intensity or quality of play, but just in terms of numbers. Mm-hmm. You shoot 62% in the second half.
Right.
And after they started very well from deep, 5 of 10 in the first quarter, they make just 2 of their final 21 attempts from deep after that point.
Right.
Why was the flip switched in the second half?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we didn't really change up a whole lot. We had watched them and know that, you know, they've got a very good inside game with Sutton. They've got guards that can go in there and post up, and I feel like that their game plan is to throw the ball inside and wear people down by going that way. And so, you know, we've got big guards, but we're not really playing with a center. So, you know, the game plan was to try to take away inside points and make them shoot outside. Well, then they come out, and they hadn't been shooting it really well from the perimeter. And then, just like in the regional championship last year, you know, Franklin starts making shots, and Schedule was making shots, and they made 5 quick ones there, talking about threes. And then I think they end up making, 7 for the game. So, you know, the handicap kind of caught up with you on that thing. And we just kept fighting. You know, we got down 10. It was a carbon copy to the game down here last year. We got down early. We kept fighting, trusting the process. And then it played out, you know. And then when you get to the second half, it's always a leg situation for both teams. I just feel like our guys, at one point I thought that they wanted it more than us. And then at other times I felt like that we wanted it more than them. And so we're lucky that we got really good offensive basketball players that can score and shoot as well as they did in the second half.
So you mentioned Julianne Sutton. She goes 3 of 6 from the floor. She has a nice game. 7 points, 8 rebounds.
Right.
But you were able to contain her. You mentioned Abby Franklin. She had 10 points. A lot of that came early.
Yep.
Why were you able to shut down Sutton first of all, and then able to help out? How impressed were you with?
I was really impressed, especially, you know, with Bird. Sometimes it's easier for a big to play against another big than it is to play against somebody like, you know, Stubblefield last year, now Bird, and even Kayla Marisites, where you can get into their hips a little bit. It's just a little bit more uncomfortable for a true center, which I feel like she kind of is. And she's a very good player. I mean, I watched her go for 21 and 10 last night. And so we knew we couldn't just give them 1-footers. 1-footers are going to make 50 to 60% of the time. Threes you're going to make 30% of the time. So we're like, we got to pick our poison. The poison we picked was to try to make them shoot from the perimeter, which we did some. They shot 31 of them. But then, you know, in turn, we didn't do a good job of cutting off paint. We let 14 get to the rim several times there, 12. And we got to work on that and do much better. But in terms of guarding Sutton, the one guy that they can really throw that thing to and get points, I thought as a collective whole, the 5 guys over on the floor did a really good job.
You score 54 points in the paint. You don't really rely much on the 3. You only take 5, 4, 5, and 4 3-pointers on a quarter-to-quarter basis.
Right.
Is that where you want this team to thrive, by getting the ball towards the basket and driving like they were today?
I mean, that would be nice. You know, we obviously, I'm very offensive-minded. We're going to take quick shots because I have confidence that they can make them. You know, tonight being able to get to the rim, the 3-ball wasn't going in the first half necessarily. I think Kayla did a really good job of doing some drive, getting some and-ones. Kelsey did as well. And I think you got to do that. You know, you can't rely on the 3-ball all the time. Last year we set the record for the school with, 315? I don't care if we do that or not. If you can put 90 on the board and only make 7 threes and you're getting a lot of 2s around, and, you know, 54 points in the paint, for essentially a guard lineup. That's what we played, eight guards tonight, and you can still score against a sizable team like that. You know, obviously as a coach, you can't be anything but really happy.
So this is obviously a tough road stretch in general, but you come out of these 2 games with 2 double-digit victories. Now you turn your attention to another Peach Belt school in Clayton State, another Peach Belt school in Columbus State after that. What do you want to see over the next few days to get ready for another home game?
Well, you know, obviously it was coming down here to get these 2. You know, this will be it's all Peach Belt, you know, and I think Peach Belt is a very good, solid conference, and we know that if you want to achieve the things that we want to achieve, you got to go play people. And, you know, Columbus came to us last year. We go down there. And, of course, we got Clayton State coming to us for the first time in a long time. You know, I don't think I've played Clayton since I've been a head coach. And they've got 2 wins over SAC opponents. I think Tusculum took them out the other night. But it really tests you, and our kids love those kind of games. You know, coming here and getting to play against the 14th ranked team in the country in North Georgia, who's right now basically the 2nd team in the region behind us, and Columbus is right there in the region. Clayton, if they keep playing like they're playing, they're going to be in the regional talk. So it's just it's an enjoyable experience, and this is a gauntlet of very, very difficult games for us. And if we can come out of them unscathed, we've already talked about it, we're going to be feeling really good about ourselves.
Coach, appreciate the time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Carson-Newman women's basketball coach Mike Mincey.